Hi everyone, my name is Erin Parks and I'm the author of the Teamwork Bloomington newsletter. And I wanted today just to introduce myself and also go into some detail on where I get my content, what I hope for you to glean from my newsletters, and also just to put like a face with who's talking to you 3 or 4 times a week through this newsletter forum. So again, I'm Erin Parks. I'm the owner of Teamwork Bloomington, and we are primarily a sports performance business in Bloomington, Indiana. And sports performance means we train athletes to be better versions of their athletic self. So we physically prepare them for their sports, but on the accessory of this is that we get to train their families as well. So we have the parents of our athletes, we even have aunts and uncles, we have siblings, and so the community is rooted essentially in athletics, but what we want for everyone inside of our gym community is the ability to think differently about their performance, create a resilient mind and body, and also just be at a facility that actually considers success like an important part of your fitness regimen, but also considers accountability like essential to any training program at all. So that's why we have the newsletter, is to allow myself to create a way to communicate with my clients and see if they are continually changing how they think about health and how they think about changing their lives and how they think about training, strength training, eating well, or all of these types of things. So I'm going to talk about myself first, of course, the best part, and then we'll go into what I hope you glean from our newsletter each and every time I write it. So I am Erin, a former and also I guess current actor, and I moved in my degree program, I started studying religion and different human behaviors and really settled inside of the evangelical community because I was just so impressed with how passionate they were about their behaviors and the different ways that they approached like their bodies, their minds, the way they experienced Christianity, and I found it to be incredibly powerful. And so I spent a lot of time just exploring what it meant to engage in Christianity through a total body experience. So from that, I got out of school and I got into nonprofit management and business. And though my career path was definitely up and down and different, I landed here because my husband is an elite sports performance strength coach. And so we had 2 children, and I knew that we needed to make this lifestyle business something that would thrive and meet our needs. And so that's how I came in. But what I didn't realize was that my background in human emotion and connection and writing would allow me to get to this position of coaching people in a deeper thought process when it came to their fitness and their nutrition and their overall health and performance in life. So I started writing, just reading different authors who did coaching to business leaders, who did coaching about high performance, and realized that the voices that they had it was excellent. The thoughts that they had were wonderful. And I could apply them definitely to fitness and also to the athletes I worked with. So I started writing just what I was reading and the thoughts that came up. And then I also just started thinking about the different thoughts that helped me become better and more resilient in my training regimen, especially when I had just had children and I was a business owner and I just thought, I don't have time, or I don't like how my body looks, but is it that big of a deal now? Blah, blah, like all the different things that we go through when it comes to like the initial beginning of becoming like a fit, healthy person. However, the middle is actually where a lot of us forget that it ends up that training is like an ongoing event. It's something that you have to do consistently. Nutrition is something you do daily. It's not something that just like you do for 6 weeks. And while it's exciting and interesting to do it that way, I didn't think I was serving the community from a coaching perspective, just talking about things in small increments of time. So when I started writing the newsletter, what I wanted for people, and I still hope to this day, is that you leave the newsletter thinking about your specific situation a little bit differently that day. If you are experiencing stress, if you aren't thinking of yourself as a strong and vibrant human being, if you aren't considering the different ways that you can maintain your understanding of health and fitness, I just want you to think differently every single time you read it. So sometimes it can be serious. Sometimes I can be frustrated. It's going to come up daily because I write in real time. I don't like get the content from another location and like share it with you. I'm just writing what I feel at the specific moment that I think would be helpful for the people who I'm writing to. So when you leave, you should have read something that took me maybe a minute or two. You have some knowledge that you can implement in that day just because it's thinking differently. It's not necessarily like the tactical ways to get you to a specific location in your fitness. You can get that anywhere. But I want you to have a sustainable thought process when you move forward in your nutrition and fitness regimen. So I also don't want people to just chase goals all the time. Goals are something that the fitness industry talks a lot about, and it absolutely is a style of motivation. And I think it's really cool that we are goal oriented because it continues to get us choosing something that might be a little more challenging. But I don't think that that's the best way to sustain a sense of high performance. You embody someone who is a high performer. You embody a leader, essentially. And if that's the case, you have to think differently and you have to make different decisions than just goals. Goals are helpful, but for most of us in a high performance lifestyle, we have things that we must accomplish, but at the same time, we have to maintain a sense of high energy and mental acuity. And so that's where most of the thinking and the nutrition and the fitness comes from. But yeah, so if you have just started reading the newsletter and you're like, oh my gosh, she sends me a lot of newsletters. Well, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to fitness and health. And at the same time, I don't want you just to think about like your goals only for fitness because it's just not working. And there's so much that we can do in the fitness and health community to help you maintain a sense of performance and cellular health. But we have to like continually coach it. And so I would rather coach resilience. And that is why I do what I do. So if you aren't getting that from the newsletter, please let me know. And if you are, please let me know. Always engaged. I read every single email that comes back to me when I ask questions inside my newsletter. And while I do give things away, overall, I hope that you have a value-filled day due to just reading the newsletter. So that is why I do what I do. Please reach out with any topics you'd like me to spend some time on. And I hope that you can get to know me not only through what I write, but I'll have a book out in the next probably month or so, and we'll be sending those out to people who would like those, and you just pay shipping and I'll give you that book. But I hope that we can continue this relationship through Word. And then if you ever have any questions or want to meet in person, I do a lot of accountability coaching, and I'd love to help you develop into the healthy and fit person you hope to be. So that's all. Have a great day. Bye.